All right, let's dive right in. In this explainer, we are going to unpack one of the UK's most interesting and honestly most powerful immigration routes, the Global Talent Visa. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered if it's possible to move to the UK based purely on your skill, your talent, your reputation, without having to find a company to sponsor you or even having a job offer in hand? Well, that's exactly what this visa is all about. It's tailor-made for people who are already seen as leaders in their field or who are on the fast track to becoming one. And here's the absolute game changer. You are not tied to any specific employer. So how do you actually prove you're a leader? Well, the whole application process starts with this one big choice. Think of it like a fork in the road that's going to shape your entire journey. You've basically got two options. Either you've won a very specific prestigious award which lets you apply directly, or you take the path that most people do, which is getting an official endorsement from a UK-approved body that specializes in your field. So let's break down what each of those really looks like. Okay, first up, let's talk about the most direct route, but it's also by far the most exclusive one. This is the prestigious prize route. You can basically think of this as a golden ticket, a VIP pass. If you've won an award that's on the UK government's official list, we're talking things like Nobel Prizes, Oscars, Turing Awards, that kind of level, you get to completely skip the whole endorsement stage and just apply for the visa. But, and this is a really big but, the rules here are incredibly strict. The prize has to be on that list, and you must be the named winner. Honestly, the bar is set so high that the vast majority of applicants are going to need to take the second path. So for pretty much everyone else, the journey is going to involve getting that endorsement. This is path 2, and it's available across 6 broad fields. So what on earth is an endorsement? Well, think of it as an official stamp of approval from a designated UK organization that's an expert in what you do. They're the ones who look at your evidence, your portfolio, your publications, your impact, letters of support, and they basically tell the UK Home Office, yep, this person is the real deal. And here's how it's structured, which is actually pretty smart. Your application gets sent to a group of experts who really understand your world. So for academia and research, that means organizations like the Royal Society for Science and Engineering or the British Academy for Humanities. If you're in arts and culture, it's Arts Council England. For digital technology, there's a specific body for that too. It just makes sense. The UK's top scientific body is the one assessing scientists. Now, inside this endorsement route, there's another really important distinction. Are you applying as exceptional talent, which means you're already an established, recognized leader? Or are you applying as exceptional promise for someone who's maybe earlier in their career but is clearly showing the potential to become a leader? The proof you need is different for each. And as you'll see in a bit, it also changes how quickly you can settle in the UK. You know, this quote I came across really just nails the whole spirit of this visa. It's not about what job you have or what your salary is. It's about recognizing you, your individual contribution, your expertise, and your potential to bring something valuable to the UK. So when you boil it all down, the process is basically a 2-step dance. Step 1. You apply to the right endorsing body for your field and get that all-important letter of endorsement. Step 2, once you have that letter, you then apply to the Home Office for the visa itself. And just a heads up, that endorsement letter has an expiry date. You've got to submit your visa application within 3 months of getting it. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the stuff everyone really wants to know. What does this all cost, and how long does it actually take to get a decision? The total visa application fee adds up to £766. If you're going the endorsement route, you actually pay this in 2 chunks. £561 goes to the endorsing body for your application, and then the final £205 is for the visa application itself. Now, on top of that fee, you also have to pay the mandatory immigration health surcharge. This is a big one. It's £1,035 per year for every single person on the application. It's definitely a significant cost, but it's what gives you access to the UK's National Health Service. So what about timing? Once your visa application is in and your identity is all confirmed, you're generally looking at a decision within about 3 weeks if you're applying from outside the UK. If you're already in the UK and just switching over from another visa, it usually takes a bit longer, around 8 weeks. So you've done it. You navigated the process. Your visa is approved. What does life in the UK actually look like now? Well, this is where the real payoff begins. This is all about freedom. And this is the real beauty of it. You can work for an employer, you can be self-employed, you could even start your own company, you can change jobs as many times as you want without ever having to tell the Home Office. The flexibility is incredible, plus you can bring your partner and kids, and they can usually work without restrictions too. And hey, remember that whole talent versus promise thing we talked about? Well, here's where it makes a huge difference. If you were endorsed as exceptional talent, you can apply for permanent settlement after just 3 years in the UK. For exceptional promise, it's 5 years. Honestly, that 3-year option is one of the fastest paths to settlement that the UK has. So at the end of the day, the Global Talent Visa is a pretty unique path to the UK. It's one that's built entirely around your individual merit, not who you work for. So the only question left to ask is your talent ready for a new